The diamond caught the Christmas lights perfectly as Grant slipped it onto my finger, but something in Peyton's eyes made my stomach twist. I should have trusted that instinct, should have known that sometimes the prettiest packages hold the ugliest surprises. My name is Ellie, and this is the story of how my perfect Christmas engagement turned into my greatest revenge. To the happy couple! Peyton raised her champagne glass, her red lips curved into what I now recognize as a smirk. Grant, you couldn't have chosen a better woman. Well, almost couldn't have. A few awkward chuckles rippled through my family's living room. Peyton, Grant laughed, pulling her into a side hug that lasted a beat too long. Always the comedian. Actually, everyone, I have another announcement. Peyton here has agreed to be my best man. My mother's fork clattered against her plate. But that's rather unconventional, isn't it? Mom, I said, squeezing Grant's hand. Peyton's been my best friend since 3rd grade. It makes perfect sense. The evening continued with toasts and pictures, my sister Reagan documenting everything for social media. It wasn't until later, when I went to the kitchen for more wine, that I heard them. We have to be more careful, Peyton's voice, barely a whisper. She trusts us too much. I know, Grant replied, his tone making my blood run cold. Just a few more weeks. I froze, wine bottle halfway to the counter. The diamond on my finger suddenly felt heavy, like a chain rather than a promise. In that moment, standing in my mother's dark kitchen, I realized sometimes the best Christmas gifts are the truths we never wanted to unwrap. I couldn't sleep that night, their whispered conversation playing on repeat in my head. By morning, I was at the office early, desperate for someone to tell me I was being paranoid. You're not crazy, Gavin said, rolling his chair closer to my desk. That conversation is sketchy as hell. But they wouldn't. I twisted my engagement ring. Peyton's been my best friend forever, and Grant. Look at these. Gavin pointed to my phone screen, where I'd pulled up recent photos Peyton had sent. New Year's Eve planning meeting at the Grove, right? When was this? Last Tuesday. Grant was working late that night. Then why is his cufflink on the table next to her martini? My heart stopped. The silver wolf head cufflink I'd given Grant for his birthday gleamed accusingly in the photo's corner. I zoomed in, hands shaking. Maybe he stopped by after work? Even I didn't believe my words. Ellie, Gavin's voice softened. What does your gut tell you? Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. A text from Grant. Can't make lunch today, babe. Emergency client meeting. Then, not 2 minutes later, from Peyton. Rain check on dress shopping? Huge event came up. Look at the timestamps, Gavin whispered. I felt sick. They're together right now, aren't they? Want me to drive by his office? I shook my head, a strange calm settling over me. No, I need to be smart about this. Strategic. I pulled up my calendar, looking at the New Year's Eve engagement party Peyton was so insistent on planning. They want to be careful? Fine, let them think they're being careful. I've got other plans. The diamond caught the fluorescent office lights, and for the first time, I saw it for what it really was. Ammunition. You're being ridiculous, my mother snapped, aggressively arranging flowers in our family kitchen. Peyton has been nothing but supportive of your relationship. Mom, please listen. No, you listen. She slammed a vase down. You've always been jealous of Peyton. Even in high school, when she was nominated for prom queen and you weren't. The memory stung. Peyton had accidentally submitted my nomination form late that year, just like she'd accidentally told Jason Martinez I had a boyfriend right before he was going to ask me to homecoming. This isn't about high school, I insisted. Something's wrong. Reagan, back me up here. My sister looked up from her phone, perfectly manicured nails tapping against the screen. Don't drag me into this. But maybe Mom's right. Don't sabotage your own happiness, Ellie. Sabotage? Like when Peyton sabotaged my art school application by convincing me I wasn't good enough? Ancient history, Mom waved dismissively. Look how well things turned out. You have a stable career, a wonderful fiancé. My phone buzzed. An Instagram DM from someone named Hazel. You don't know the half of it. Want proof? Who's that? Reagan peered over my shoulder. Peyton's old roommate, I replied, my heart racing. The one who moved out suddenly last year. Don't, Reagan warned. Whatever you're thinking. I'm thinking I need answers. I grabbed my keys. And since my family won't help me find them, I'll do it myself. Ellie, Mom called after me. Don't throw away everything over paranoid fantasies. But as I walked out, I realized something. The only fantasy was believing Peyton had ever truly been my friend. Hazel was already waiting at the coffee shop when I arrived, a laptop tucked under her arm. Her hands shook slightly as she opened it. I worked at the boutique part-time, she explained, pulling up security footage. The night Peyton said she was hosting a private party for Grant's family. The timestamp showed 9:47 p.m. The boutique's interior came into view, champagne glasses scattered across tables. Then I saw them, Grant pressing Peyton against a wall, her legs wrapped around his waist. There's more, Hazel said softly. They've been meeting here for months. I watched as multiple clips played, different dates, same betrayal. My stomach lurched when I recognized the dress Peyton wore in one scene. She'd borrowed it from me. Why are you showing me this? Hazel's eyes hardened. Because Peyton did the same thing to me. Different guy, same story. She was my best friend too, until she slept with my boyfriend. When I confronted her, she turned everyone against me. I closed the laptop, surprising myself with how steady my hands were. Thank you. What are you going to do? A plan was already forming. The engagement party is in 2 weeks. Peyton's planning everything, the venue, the video tribute, the guest list. You're not canceling it? No. I smiled for the first time in days. I'm going to give them exactly what they deserve, an audience. As I left the coffee shop, I texted Gavin, "Need your help with some video editing. How do you feel about making a different kind of tribute?" His response was immediate. I'm in. Time to make them famous? Game on, I whispered, already imagining their faces when the truth played out on the big screen. The guest list is getting bigger, Peyton chirped, scrolling through her iPad. Grant's whole office wants to come. You don't mind, right? The more the merrier, I smiled, watching her squirm slightly at my enthusiasm. Oh, and I want to add something special to the video tribute. But I've already... Dad's vintage watch. I kept my voice casual. You know, the one he left me? Grant wears it sometimes. Could you get a few shots of him with it? Peyton's face went white. The watch? Yeah, I noticed he was wearing it in some of your photos. She recovered quickly, plastering on a smile. Of course. I'll make sure to feature it. Later that night, at Gavin's apartment, I showed him the footage we'd collected. My father gave me that watch before he died, said to give it to someone special when the time was right. And Peyton gave it to Grant? Gavin's fingers paused over the keyboard, claiming it was from her. I blinked back tears. She stole it from my apartment during the engagement party planning. Gavin pulled me into a hug, and for a moment, I let myself feel safe. His cologne smelled nothing like Grant's expensive stuff. It was warmer, more real somehow. We've got everything ready, he said, pulling back. Security footage, text screenshots, photos, even that video of them leaving the hotel last week. Perfect. I straightened up, wiping my eyes. The party's in 3 days. Black and gold dress code, just like they wanted. Might as well look fabulous while watching their world burn. Ellie, Gavin caught my hand. Are you sure about this? They stole my trust, I said firmly. Time to steal their show. The ballroom sparkled with black and gold decorations, champagne flowing as freely as the fake smiles. Grant kissed my cheek, his hand possessive on my waist. "You look stunning," he whispered. "So does Peyton," I replied sweetly, watching him tense. "That dress looks familiar. Isn't that the one she wore to the boutique that night?" Before he could respond, Peyton clinked her glass. "Time for the video tribute." "Actually," I stepped forward, taking the microphone, "I have a few words first." The room hushed. My mother beamed, probably expecting some sappy speech about love, if only she knew. "Love is about trust," I began, my voice steady. "About loyalty, about truth." I nodded to Gavin at the tech booth. "This video shows our real love story." The lights dimmed. The first few clips were exactly what everyone expected, granted me at parties, family gatherings, our engagement. Then the footage changed. Grant and Peyton at the boutique, the hotel, the secret meetings, text messages filled the screen, and finally, the clip of Peyton wearing my father's watch, presenting it to Grant as her own gift. Someone screamed. Grant lunged toward the projector, but Reagan appeared out of nowhere, blocking his path. My mother swayed, then fainted into my sister's arms. "Ellie, please," Peyton sobbed. "We can explain. It was real love." "Real love?" I turned to face the crowd. "Is that what you call stealing my father's watch, sleeping with my fiancé, planning this party just to keep up appearances?" The room erupted in chaos. Phones came out, recording everything. Grant's boss stood slack-jawed. Peyton's clients whispered and pointed. I walked to the exit, pausing only to slip off my engagement ring. "The show's over," I announced, "and so are we." "Ellie, wait!" Grant chased me into the hallway. "It was one mistake, a moment of weakness." "One mistake?" Reagan's voice cut through the air as she emerged from the ballroom. "Tried dozens of mistakes over 6 months, you lying piece of—" "Stay out of this," Grant snarled. "This is between me and my fiancé." "Ex-fiancé," I corrected, surprisingly calm. "And my sister stays." Peyton burst through the doors, mascara streaking down her face. "Please, Ellie, you don't understand. We fell in love. We never meant to hurt you." "Save it," Reagan stepped between us. "Security's already on their way. And Dad's watch? That's theft. Wonder how that'll look on your event planning resume." My phone buzzed. A text from Wes, Grant's best friend. "You should know. You weren't the first. He did this before, with his ex." Peyton helped him cover it up then, too. "I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner." I held up my phone, showing them the message. "Quite the team you two make." "Those clients you invited?" Grant's face paled. "The partners from my firm—" "Ellie, please. We can fix this." "No," I said softly. "We can't." I turned away as security arrived, ignoring their protests and pleas. Reagan wrapped an arm around me as we walked toward the exit. "Mom's asking for you," she said. "She's mortified. Says she should have listened. Tell her I'll call tomorrow." I paused at the door. "And Reagan, thanks for having my back." "Always," she squeezed my shoulder. "Though next time, maybe give me a heads up before you nuke someone's entire life." I managed a small laugh. "Where's the fun in that?" Behind us, I could hear Grant and Peyton still arguing with security. But for the first time in weeks, their voices didn't hurt anymore. The lake house looked exactly as I remembered. Weathered wood, wide windows, Dad's old chair still on the porch. I pulled out my laptop, fingers hovering over the keyboard. My phone buzzed with notifications. The blog post had gone viral overnight. Woman exposes cheating fiancé and best friend at their engagement party was trending everywhere. "Your story's inspiring people, Wind," Gavin had said earlier. 3 publishers called the office today. "They want you to write a book." I smiled, remembering Grant's desperate voicemail about losing clients and Peyton's tearful Instagram announcement that she was taking a break from event planning after multiple cancellations. The screen lit up with a new comment. You helped me find the courage to leave my cheating husband. Thank you." The lake rippled under the morning sun as I reached into my bag, pulling out Dad's watch. The face caught the light, reminding me of another time, another betrayal that glittered. "You were right, Dad," I whispered, placing the watch on the windowsill. "I did give it to someone special, myself." My phone buzzed again. A text from Gavin. "Still up for coffee next Sunday?" Before I could reply, Reagan called. "Have you seen the news? Grant's firm put him on indefinite leave." "I saw," I said, watching a boat drift across the lake. "But honestly, I don't care anymore. You know what? I believe you." She paused. "Mom wants to have dinner tonight, just us girls. Tell her I'll bring wine." I picked up my phone, typing a response to Gavin. "Sunday sounds perfect, but this time I'm buying." Standing on the porch where Dad taught me to be brave, I finally understood sometimes the best revenge isn't about destroying others, but rebuilding yourself.